Do you want to see the ultimate Valentine's Day card? Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. Got a Valentine's Day card to share. I don't know if it's the ultimate. I don't know. It is a little fussy. It's a little fussy. So if you want to see a fussy card that actually does turn out pretty cute, stick around. I got you. That card project is coming up next. Here are the products for my ultimate Valentine's design. So I've got this very funky jumbled hearts that I'm going to make a panel out of. I've got my CZ Design Heart Panes cover plate. I'm going to cut that out of that. And then I've got this really fun Love You Greetings, and I haven't used these stamps. I've had them sort of sitting in a little box that says, please use me. So these are the basics. Let's get started with stamping. I'm going to be doing some Emboss Resist using some fine detail clear powder from Simon Says Stamp. When I do cling stamps, let's undo this. I always keep my MISTI pad taped. It's a nice piece of tape to hold it in place. But I take the insert out, right, because this is thicker. Take the backer off. And the way I like to do it is I like to put my cling stamp right into the MISTI where I know it won't move. Then I take my cardstock, make sure it covers the whole thing. And now I'm going to take some tape and I'll just use my Easy C tape, 2 pieces, one there and one there. Then what I can do is pick it up with the MISTI door, and this way I am pressing the paper into the stamp itself, which is just always worked really well for me. I'm going to be using Versamark ink. I've got my anti-static powder tool. I'm just going to go all over this cardstock just to remove static or oil from the paper. Now, even though I'm not going to use the whole piece of paper, I am inking up the whole thing because that's just, you know, it's going to be fine. That's the way I like to do it. So let's get this inked up nicely. Bring the door down and I will grab my Debby tool. This just allows me to add pressure in a way that keeps my wrist in a really nice neutral position so that it does not hurt my wrists. I love that. You can also just put your sleeve over the door as well. I used to do that a ton before I had this tool, but it really does help. I'm gonna lift it up and I can see my impression on there. Oh, that actually looks pretty good. I'm gonna do it one more time. Haven't done this in a while. Haven't used clings in a while, but I've seen a lot of samples with this and I think it's just a funky design. So it inspired me to bust it out. I am not going to worry about cleaning this stamp right now. I do just generally just bring out my little stamp chamois and wipe it down for now. I also have a brush. Now I don't know where I put that brush, but I have a brush that is dedicated just to cleaning cling stamps. It's just a blender brush, you know, like this, but it has no color on it and it's a black handled brush. And I'll spritz a little of this Ultra Clean on here and then just go in with the brush. I don't know where it is though. I think it made it up here in the move, but some things as I have moved into my office have been misplaced. So let me grab this off the tape and you can, well, I don't think you can see it. I can see it. So I'm going to grab where I'm not seeing any ink. And let's get set up to add our powder. Got my paper catch here. And what I'll do is I'm just going to use the clear today. Sometimes I do white, sometimes I do clear. I don't really have a rhyme or reason. I think it works, well, I think it works great both ways. But I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle on my clear powder all over. I usually dump the whole jar when I am doing a big piece like this, and then you just let it fall into the catch. Little tap, and see that there? Ooh, isn't that pretty? I love it. I don't think I need to do more. And we're going to just funnel this right back into my jar. And that's just how I do it. I'm going to just wipe this really quickly. All right. I'm going to heat up my tool, my heat tool. Now I have my piece that has all of the powder melted and it's all nice and shiny. You can see that. So let's get set up for some ink blending. I've got an assortment here of just pinks and reds. Okay, I've got this little stash from Simon Says Stamp. So I'm going to put some music on and get to blending. So what you want to do is figure out the crop, right? And I think that looks good. And I'm going to tape that and tape that. And I think I'm going to cut a little bit off the side here just so this fits through the machine easier. Right there. Because I like to put my panels at a bit of an angle. I think that will be fine. All right. I'm going to go ahead, tilt it just a little, put my clean plate on the top, and we're going to go ahead, I'll flip it blade side up, and we're going to run it through. And I think just to be a little safe, I'm going to run it through again, flipping it up. Let's see here if that looks like it cut. Oh, that cut through beautifully, except for right there. So here we go again. I want to make sure this cuts well. So I'm going to grab a cardstock shim, and we're going to go one more time. Lift, and yeah, right? Yeah, good enough? I think so. Okay, so I'm going to undo that. And now what I have to figure out is how I'm going to position this loveliness onto my project. So look at how cool that looks. It kind of almost looks like it's got some sort of candy cane treatment, but I'm going to set that aside as well. I don't actually want to muck this up in case I want to do something with this later. I'm going to score my note card here, and I don't think I'm going to fold it because I'm going to use the little pretty outline as my placeholder. Like that. Hold that there because I don't really need to glue it down. I have used this die in another video, and I used repositionable adhesive, but I actually rethought it once I was kind of planning this one, and I'm just gonna have a little tape on the edges like that. That way, you know, it's mostly in the right place. And actually, I got to be careful. I think I'm getting ink all over this thing. Okay, that's probably good. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'll add foam squares to the back of each of these little pieces, or some foam tape, so that I can pop them all in. So I'm going to do that. I'll put on some music and you can watch me paper piece this together. Before I put the last one on, in case I had some little shifting, I'm going to wiggle this up now, and I'm going to try to keep it from falling apart, because I could use it on another card. Now, am I going to? Depends on how it comes out. It's coming out very easily because there's no glue, but there's a possibility that I will bend it, and that's okay. And I think I'm going to bend it. Well, I could stick it in a book, but I'm not. You know what? After you've spent this much time on one card, I don't often want to do another card. I just want this card to come out the way I hope it's going to come out. It may, or it may not. And out we go. Actually, that's not too bad. I'll set that aside. And now take the pink off. See, I think I got a little off on this side. Maybe it is a little off. This might not actually end up being the ultimate Valentine's card. But you know, I hope that I get some points for trying, right? Because you know, sometimes, right? That's the important part. Our spacing might be a little off. So let's try to salvage it. But now I can come here and almost kind of salvage the bottom. You know what I mean? Because then we're kind of wiggling in, we're kind of placing. That can come over a little, I think. Okay. Now it is kind of cool though. You know what I mean? Look at that. So now I have this piece popped up, got the little rivers, right? And all I have to do, oh yeah, I could have. Oh my gosh. Can I use undo on this? Well, it's too late. Let's fold it down and let's see. I mean, that's not horrible. It's not horrible. And we're gonna keep moving on. All right, on to the greeting. Guess I could. Let me grab some foam tape and set that aside. Either I could put it on the inside of the card. I mean, I don't often do insides, but I could if I wanted to. I just don't like putting things on the inside because I feel like it adds a little bulk. And sometimes I am not about that life. I'll just position this in here and hopefully I'll have enough glue on there so that it can be floating in the middle. So it's not perfect, but I mean, that's pretty close, right? You can get the vibe of that. Now, what I want to do is I want to stamp to my one and only, but I'm going to do this on white cardstock and then emboss in silver powder and then cut it out with the die. So let me stamp this out really quickly. So I'm just going to pop this right there. I guess I could stamp it more than once in case I don't get it right the first time, but instead we'll push that into the corner and just going to press that down. Just kind of prep it a little, get that manufacturing coating off. We'll take our anti-static powder up, and again, the Versamark Embossing Ink. I'm only going to stamp this once because I just want to make sure that I'm preserving all the delicateness of that small typography. And we'll bring this down, grab my press tool, and slide to transfer. Okay. I bet that's good enough. Picking that up, I'll grab my little embossing clothespin. Not going to worry about cleaning that right now in case I have to stamp it again, so we'll set that aside. I'll sprinkle on Simon Says Stamp Ultrafine Silver. This is a fantastic silver powder. Just puffs up, but yet holds all the detail. It's gorgeous. Okay, that, maybe a little more. And again, your stamp is going to stamp better and better every time. I'm always usually stamping with brand new stamps, so I don't have super conditioned stamps, and yet they still stamp pretty well. I will take my Swiffer cloth, because if I'm using a color of powder like silver or gold, I will wipe it off my little paper catch just so it's not there next time. I'm just going to take my little brush tool. It's not a tool, I guess it's literally a brush. And just brush away any extra powder that may have stuck, but that actually looks pretty good. So let's heat up our heat embossing tool and melt the powder. That is gorgeous. Again, look at that. Look at that beautiful. Oh, I love it. All right, I'm going to grab my die and I'll go ahead and cut that out. Go ahead and run that through my Gemini Junior off camera. I have put some foam squares on the back, and what I'm thinking, oh, how cute is that? How cute is that? So cute. It's so cute. I mean, is it a little over the top? Yeah, we're not done yet, by the way. We're not even close. Let's see, take the backers off of here. I do like the look of that though. I love this little greeting. It's a very sweet little stamp set. For a 4x6 set, it's kind of just packed with very sweet little greetings of love. And this is perfect for love or Valentine's or, you know, whatever love you're feeling. So let me put a little liquid glue again on here just for that ever so slight. I gotta refill my my glue, my Connect glue. Just for that ever so slight bit of lead time, drag time, float time, you know what I'm saying. So we're gonna put this here. I like how the descender is gonna pop right out and basically kind of split the difference right there. Oh, I think that's really fun. And it also is popped up. Oh, it's so cute. Let me grab some sequins because we do have to bling this up. I think I like this arrangement. So let's boop it up. Let's start up over here. Let's get the right side. I like that there's some on. Oh, I'm very low on glue. Come on. Oh, boop. I like that there's a little on one quadrant, and then this one is just going to kind of split like that. Love it. Same thing over here. Put the glue on one side and boop. So it's kind of splitting, right? Splitting the diff. Splitting the diff. Okay, pick up. Boop. And like that. Yeah, just a little. Just, you know. I didn't want to put any in the heart itself, in the center. I don't know why. I wasn't feeling that, and that's okay. Sometimes you don't feel the boop. You don't have to do it. Boop. Like that. And I think that's the finished card. So I don't know. Is that the ultimate Valentine's Day card? It's pretty involved. Let's come in a little closer so you can really see. You know, you got your fun emboss resist. You got your little panels popped up, and it's not perfect, but I I did a pretty good job. I don't think I will hand this to the hubs and he'll be like, Cathy, your margins are uneven. Because if so, you know, I think that defeats the point. I think that defeats the point. Oh, so that is, well, that's what we do for love. You can find links to all of the products I used in today's video in the YouTube description box. If you're not a subscriber, please become one today and be sure to hit that like button as well. I'll see you back here with another card project soon. To see a few more cards with a theme of love, check out the 2 thumbnails I have linked for you below, and I will see you in those videos.